Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place if you're an ambitious person who wants to take charge of your life, you want to make great income, you want to make great impact and live a fulfilling life. And today we're talking about how to write a CV that stands out and attracts opportunities globally. So you have your qualifications, you have your experience. You have done all that you know to do, the skills and everything have been built up. Now you want to either get into a new area in a different country. I talk about international opportunities a lot, or you just want a promotion where you are. You're trying to introduce yourself to different spaces and attract new opportunities. What do? You write a CV. Now, after you have seen the job, you know you are suited for it, you can do this job, you can work in this environment, you can achieve this goal, you want it. You write your CV and then you present it to this hiring manager. You're no longer there, you can't defend it, you can't explain it, your CV has to speak for you. Now we're talking about how that CV is presented in a way that it campaigns for you, it sells you, not really undersells you. What usually happens is we are highly qualified, experienced, skilled people who are suited for these specific roles, but our CV falls short. And when it is presented before a hiring manager, it doesn't even catch their attention. They move on to other opportunities. We don't want that for you. And since I campaign on this channel a lot that there are opportunities globally, a lot of opportunities for skilled people, then we need that CV to reflect the skill that you carry. And that's what we're going to look into today. In this episode, I want to be as practical as possible, so I will use a lot of examples for each of the steps that I'll share. Now, as I use these examples, I'll have an accountant in mind. However, do note that you can use these tips for any field. The accounting field is just for an example, and also it comes easy for me because that's my field of expertise. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, use professional font, format, and content. You want your presentation to flow. Let it be simple and uncluttered. Use bullet points where possible so that a person can be able to peruse through it and get the idea of what you're presenting and what you offer. You don't want to get long winding sentences that when a person is looking at them, they might get confused about what you're saying. You know, sometimes in a CV, we use big words, jargon that is unnecessary. And then the person who is reading it is wondering what you're saying. Even you who is writing it are wondering that, I hope I'm making sense. I used to have this experience in the past where my own CVs would bore me. I wouldn't even finish reading my own CV and I'll just package it and hope somebody looks at it and just find something good about it. That's not a winning CV. If your CV is boring to you, if your CV confuses you, if your CV goes round and round without making a clear point, chances are the person who will receive it, who is a stranger, who doesn't know you, where you're not present, they haven't seen you, they don't know your skill and experience, they will also be put off. So choose a layout that helps you. Simple, clear, and clean. You're not trying to be creative, you're not trying to put colors, pictures, or anything. Just keep it simple so that it represents what you carry, and a person will just be able to look at it and know what you're about. The next thing is your personal statement. Make your personal statement concise, highlight your skills, highlight your experience, and highlight where you're going, what you're excited about next, because you want somebody to be able to get a picture of what you can do. In this space, you can use jargon when it's essential. If you are an accountant, you use words like financial analysis, financial modeling, IFRSs, risk management. You're trying to show the wealth of your experience and how you think and how you can add value to this organization. It is important to tailor your personal statement to the job you're applying for. So if the job is focused on financial analysis and budgeting, it doesn't help if you highlight your audit experience. It doesn't help if you highlight some other experience that is in the same field but doesn't apply to this job. So try to be as specific as possible and refer to the names and words that were mentioned in the job description. Like I mentioned, the example I will use is that of an accountant. So I'll go through a sample personal statement of an accountant. Results-driven accountant with 5+ years in financial management experience, skilled in streamlining processes and delivering accurate analysis, expertise in budgeting, focusing, and financial modeling, committed to adding value through efficiency and collaboration. So that sums up this person's expertise, their worth of experience, and they're using these keywords Words like financial modeling, words like accurate analysis, words like focusing. And then what are they about? They are about efficiency and collaboration, teamwork, and getting things done, which are essential for any accountant in their field. So this is a personal statement that could really communicate effectively in few sentences in a way that attracts a hiring manager. The next thing you should do is have a skills section. In this skills section, you want to highlight your soft skills and hard skills. You want to have a selling point. There are some times that you're moving from a low level and you want a higher position. You're moving from maybe a manager to a director. You're moving from an analyst to an associate. Yeah, so you want to show the skills that you carry that justify that movement. The skills that are hard skills, those are technical skills that are relevant to your field. As an accountant, we can say budgeting, we can say financial modeling, we can say Excel skills. These are technical to the field. Soft skills help you in the effectiveness of delivering these hard skills, of delivering your core duties. So soft skills can be presentation skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, time management, and stuff like that. And for our accountant, who is our example, here are some soft and hard skills that they could put on their CV. Hard skills could be financial analysis, analyzing complex financial data, identifying trends, and providing strategic recommendations. Advanced Excel and financial software, proficient in Excel functions and utilizing financial software systems. Soft skills can be communication and collaboration, effective communication and collaboration within cross-functional teams, attention to detail, meticulous with accuracy and precision in financial records and analysis. I'll add in just a few. Problem solving, strong analytical and problem solving abilities, adaptability and time management, thriving in fast-paced environments, managing multiple tasks and deadlines. Other extra hard skills could be cost control and optimization, auditing and compliance. Key to this is for you to understand the job description of the role you're applying to, the organizational culture, the manager you're going to be reporting to. You can find all this information online. And then you highlight the hard and soft skills that will be essential in this organization, that will be valued in this role. That will help you be relevant. And please be as honest as you can. And where you don't have a skill, you can acquire that skill as you apply so that you become relevant and effective in this role. The next thing is for you to use strong, active words. You don't want to just describe the job description of the role you were in. I used to balance accounts. I used to report to this. I used to train people like this. I used to coach people like this. You don't want to just list the job description. I know I used to do that in the past. I would just copy my current job description and put it on my CV. I couldn't even read it fully. Sometimes it wasn't even relevant. Sometimes it needed editing, and I'll just put it in there and say, that's it, I've done my part. You don't want to do that. When you're sharing your past experience, that is a great opportunity for you to highlight your achievements, quantify them where possible. You want to show your good parts. You want to show what you did and what you can do for this new organization. You want to show initiative, your collaborative efforts. You want to show your leadership skills. So use that opportunity to, instead of just sharing a flat line of what you used to do on a day-to-day basis, highlight the things that you achieved whilst doing what you are doing on a day-to-day basis. Examples for this are as follows. Implemented cost-saving measures that resulted in 20% reduction in operational expenses. Collaborated with cross-functional teams to implement an automated expense tracking system, saving 10 hours per week in manual data entry. Developed and delivered training sessions on financial best practices, improving the financial acumen of team members and stakeholders. So you see here, we're using words like 20%. We're using words like collaborated, strong words like implemented, developed and delivered. You are saying what you said. We saved time. We saved 10 hours per week. You want to be able to quantify items where necessary, but where you can't do it, you can just use strong words like I delivered, I developed, I collaborated, I orchestrated, I led a team. You want to show what you did so that they would have an idea of what you could do in this area as well. It shows your capability and your assertiveness. So you want to avoid weak words like tried, responsible for, worked with, supported, managed, Those are words that you could use, but they are not strong enough. You want to show initiative with your words. So words like, I advocated for this to happen. Instead of saying, I helped in making this happen. You could say, I corroborated, instead of saying, I was in the team that did this. You want to show initiative, assertiveness, and a strong sense of direction and leadership at whatever level you are at. The next thing you must do is use keywords. Keywords and the language that is used in this company, in this role. So different fields will have different words that are relevant to them. So in accountancy, words like budgeting, tax, IFRS, SAP, QuickBooks, those are systems and words that are valuable in that space. They are keywords. Now, if you look at each role that you're applying for, you find that there are essential words that are highlighted. It could be risk management, it could be compliance, it could be tax. Whatever field you're in, you know those keywords that are essential for the performance of that role. Now, what you want to do is when you're wording your experience, when you're wording your CV, make sure you're using these keywords. When you use keywords, your CV appeals to the person who is reading it because you're speaking their language. You're communicating effectively. It's like I come into an English-speaking country and I'm speaking Chichewa. I might be speaking clearly and I might be dramatic, I might be doing my best, but nobody understands me, so people will ignore me and they won't get the message. But if I speak their language, they'll begin to comprehend and they'll begin to help me and support me. It's the same thing with the CV. You want it to be in the language of a person you're writing to. So make sure keywords are embedded all across your CV. And it will speak the language of the hiring manager and they will find you attractive. So for the accounting example that we used, let me give you a few of some keywords that are relevant. Words like financial analysis, budgeting, cash flow management, variance analysis, IFRSs, Excel functions, advanced tax. Words like that will appeal and attract a specific hiring manager in that space. It is also important for you to use keywords because nowadays, most of the screening is done by systems. And so systems pick up on keywords and analyze the relevance of that application, of that CV to the role. Now, if you don't use any keywords that connect you, your CV, to the role, then you might be deemed less relevant and therefore you won't even be shortlisted. So keywords can be picked up by a machine and it will say, okay, financial analysis, oh, it is here. Oh, SAP is here. IFRS, risk management, oh, it's there. It connects this CV, this document to what we're looking for, and therefore you'll be shortlisted. So pay attention to the language and the keywords. The next thing you want to do is to include relevant trainings and certifications. It is easy to include certifications that are official, like in accounting, we could say SSA, CIMA, SCA, CFA, but there are some certifications and some trainings that are not necessarily certified like that, but they are essential. So you could have been trained in Excel, you could have been trained in taxation, you could have been trained in money laundering, you could have been trained in risk management. Those are things that you want to be highlighted on your CV as well, because it shows that you are up to date with your field and you have know-how that has been expanding. It shows an initiative and willingness to learn. Even these online trainings where you did it on your own and you acquired an Excel certification through an online program, put that on there because it shows that you take initiative and you are continuously learning, and therefore you'll be relevant to the role that you're applying for. And then you want to avoid spelling and grammatical errors. I know we have so many systems that help with that. Take advantage of that. Do spell checks, proofread. It is off-putting to get a CV that has grammar issues. You don't want to have a spelling issue. And sometimes that spelling issue won't be identified by whatever proofreading system that you're using. So please just take initiative on your own to go through it over and over. I find it helpful to go through it over my phone, over different gadgets like my laptop, and then go back to the phone because I catch things that I didn't catch when I use a different gadget. Sometimes you're so familiar with seeing that document on the same screen that you can overlook some mistakes. When you move it to a different gadget, a different screen, you find that, oh, you can catch some mistakes because you don't want to use words that are out of context. You don't want to use grammar that is messed up. You don't want to mess up your chances and look disorganized just by using wrong grammar and things that could easily be caught and fixed with careful attention Ultimately, your CV is an important document because it is defending and fighting for you in an area that matters to most of us, our careers, which affect our finances, which affect our lives. And so you want to give it your best shot. I do understand that you might not want to adjust your CV for each role that you're applying for, but usually when you are focused and you know what you're looking for, the roles you're applying for are not so different. So you might not need a full overhaul of your CV every time you're applying for roles. But please do give it the attention, give it a right layout. But right now I'm showing you my ideal layout, which has your name at the top with your details, and then it comes to your personal statement, and then we come to the skills that you're bringing to the table, and then you start highlighting your experience. Please notice the bullet points. Notice the justification, the clearness. Notice that there are no long sentences. You can explain something in 2 or 3 sentences max. The longer the sentences, the more you lose your line of thought and you lose the interest of a person who's analyzing, even a system that is analyzing your CV. I wish you all the best in your career. There are many international opportunities right there, and a powerful CV will help you attract them and help you put your best foot forward. If this was helpful for you, please let me know and leave a comment. My name is Mavis. I love to hear from you, so connect with me via social media. My links are in the description, and I'm here every week with a new episode that is aimed at adding value to your life so that you can elevate your career and your life. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.